Jr. Once again, our referee in charge, now to give instructions, Eric Irizarry.
Wait a minute. Right. Punches on the middle of the letters and up would be fine. You're good right there. You receive the instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourself at all times. Thank you so much.
Boy, Wagner's getting all loosey-goosey in there. Roughly 20 pounds between the weigh-in yesterday and the fight tonight, but Brian Norman Jr., despite how heavy Wagner is, carries more pop. Just ask Jin Sasaki, who he dropped last year in the KO of the year. Norman Jr. in the black trunks, Josh Wagner in the neon green.
And Wagner coming out just as he promised, said he wanted to step to Brian Norman Jr. and kind of assert himself early on. He said he's been kind of a peppery guy throughout the course of his career, but he believes that he's got real power and he wants to try to showcase that tonight.
He's going to need real chin and punch resistance. I want to see how Wagner's going to react when he does get clipped by a heavy-handed gunslinger like Norman Jr. That's what's going to separate this fight. Wagner needs to stay in long enough to actually develop a game plan, but he needs to take a punch first.
I think the body, and you see it right there, is going to be key for Brian Norman Jr. Wagner was dropped and knocked out with a body shot 3 fights earlier. And that's the kind of thing you don't really forget. When I watch his tape, Sergio, fights with his hands down, protects that midsection a lot.
And look, if he does do something right, he's confident, he has pretty quick feet. He has educated feet. He can move around the ring. He keeps his range. If he puts a jab out there and gets a little loose, maybe he can get into the later rounds. But I want to see how he reacts once he starts getting them hands on him. That's
nice
the difference.
Jab. Norman Jr., that was lightning quick.
Because Norman is motivated. New trainer, he wants to let everyone know that he's back.
Yeah, it's good to see him starting out pretty sharp right away. I mean, I feel like you could be able to tell in the early rounds if he's completely shaken off that loss to Devin Haney.
Sergio, from what you know, what do Ronnie Shields trained fighters generally look like compared to other fighters?
I can tell you they beat Sergio Mora.
Yeah.
Beat you too.
Ronnie Shields is always on the opposite side of me losing with Vernon Forrest and Brian Vera. But look, he likes fundamentals. They work hard. They spar great in Houston. They like volume. They like technique. But ultimately, it just comes down to the basics. The jab, take your time, be patient, and let the flow of the fight develop. Don't push it. Right now, Norman Jr. is looking sharp with that jab.
Yeah, I mean, he looks so fast, doesn't he? Or is it that Wagner looks slow?
No, he's fast.
I mean,
you know, Norm was telling me this week that one of the reasons he went to Ronnie Shields is that people have compared him to a small Evander Holyfield. So he figured, hey, why don't I go to the guy that helped develop Evander Holyfield into the champion?
my favorite fighter, Evander Holyfield.
Yeah, they went to school on Josh Wagner. That's 3 or 4 solid body shots.
There's already redness on the face of Wagner. Body as well. Look at the arms on Brian Norman, by the way. He is yoked.
You know, Josh Wagner started his career 6-0 and then walked away from the game. Moved to Western Canada, started a new life working with concrete, and kind of was done with boxing. It was his brother, who's now his trainer, Ryan Wagner, who's a professional boxer himself, that came and found him and said, hey, you got to get back into boxing. You've got some special stuff that can make you a world champion. Talked him back into it.
Whoa.
He's had some success, but he's not having it tonight.
No, he's not. And his legs just don't appear underneath him right now. Trying to get out of the range of Norman Jr., who's laying the wood. And down he goes.
There's levels to this game. There's levels to greatness, and that man right there has great power. Norman Jr.'s having fun in there. Josh Wagner is outclassed and outmatched. This fight's over.
Oh, that should have been a knockout. What are we doing? He was not up at 10. He is not in good shape. This fight should not be allowed to continue.
I think it's going to be over here in a few seconds either way, but I think you're right, Chris. It wasn't close to getting up. His glove was still on the ground. And again, he's trying to get away from the power of Norman Jr., but there's nowhere to hide. Down again.
Now, Josh Wagner's grabbing his shoulder. He's not getting up. saying he's out. Vic said he's hurt his shoulder, but he was looking for a way out there. What? I don't understand this. We're calling time when a guy is hurt and down. This fight should be over. This should be a knockout for Brian Norman Jr.
He doesn't even have his gloves on, the doctor. There's no blood, you're fine.
You don't get to call time in boxing. You don't get to call time because of an injury. Unless there's a rule in the Commonwealth of Virginia that I don't know about, this fight should be over.
This fight's over regardless.
And it's over. Better late than never. Brian Norman Jr., the assassin, is back on the winning track with an explosive performance here tonight.